It's been 84 years.
It's okay, just...
Oh, in the words of the late Steven Tyler, I'm back. What is going on, everybody? It's been a hot minute since we've last seen each other. A few things have changed. Been growing some stuff, mainly on my face. And yeah, you know, we made a promise to ourselves that we would upload. We made you guys a promise. We would upload every single week, each of us, Logan and I. We have failed to uphold that. Full disclosure, I was the first person to drop the ball because I had some extenuating circumstance, and then Logan decided to take a week off, and then it just kind of went back and forth, and we're kind of stuck in this stalemate to see who's going to upload first. He was the one to upload last, so I think it's only fair. I had the realization that I need to stop being hard-headed and upload something to force his hand, because I know he's been busy, and so have I. I picked up a new hobby, and I might have gone a little overboard. We'll talk about these in a minute. But this is an automotive channel, and that's what you guys are here to talk about, or hear us talk about, is automotives. So, in my world of automotives, this kill face is my number one, my heart, my soul. We've been together. It's my ride or die. And it died. A horrible death. The last time we took this car out in December, we were shooting to beat Logan's quarter-mile time. And we crushed it, devastatingly, I might add. And we're going to continue to bury that. So we went at 8:14 at 167 miles an hour down there at Darlington. Shout out to Rhett Gardner and the guys down there for putting on a fantastic test session. And that is the track that I want to go back to in order to run my 7. Yes, we're going for 7s. Actually, we went for 7s that day. The problem was the transmission gave us a little bit of issues. It said, nah. So the previous transmission that was inside of here was a stock case 400 with all the bells and whistles. But all of the bells and whistles are not going to save you from the moron who installs it and then forgets that his transcooler is the size of a small Honda radiator and inadvertently ends up running it a little bit low on fluid. So it cooked everything in the old transmission. And like a lot of stuff right now in the high performance industry, it doesn't matter if you want intake, engine, turbo, brakes, whatever. Guys, if you want to build something during, is the pandemic even still going on? I don't know. Everything's opening up, but we're going to feel the after effects of this for a long time. And a lot of people have said and voiced their concerns, and I've noticed it myself and been affected by it, that shipping times are extremely delayed. The shipping networks for a lot of industries, not just high performance automotive, have been extremely hurt and impacted by this. And because of that, there was a substantial delay in getting replacement parts for the Turbo 400. My neighbor and I discussed some things. You're gonna see a full feature on his car coming up very soon. And we worked out a deal. In exchange for my services, the automotive kind, I'm good at a lot of things, but the automotive services, we would go ahead and partner up on this deal and hit up the folks over at PTC, aka Dusty Badass Bradford, and we picked up this. I'm calling it D. Snyder. They call it the Twisted Six, which sounds like Twisted Sister, D. Snyder. Maybe I'm dating myself with that reference a little bit, but she ugly, but goddamn can she perform. And that is basically what D. Snyder is. This is a PTC powerglide, full SFI case and bell housing. It has what I'm assuming 10 clutch pack inside of the thing. I know it has a rollerized tail shaft and also a turbo spline input, so it will accept the old Turbo 400 converter. That converter, I've been assured by Mr. Bradford, will work. May not be the most ideal thing, but it'll probably be pretty close. Now, the difference between a powerglide and a Turbo 400, I'm sorry, I'm talking a little bit louder to try and drown out the obnoxious fart can. Here, just listen. This dude drives through our neighborhood in first gear the whole time. And he can't just steady state. He's gotta go. It's fucking annoying, dude. Nobody is impressed. The difference between a Turbo 400 and, there he goes, a powerglide is obviously, powerglide's got 2 gears, Turbo 400 has trace. This one has a 180 first gear. A powerglide I'm going off the top of my head. I'm going to be butchered in the comments if I'm wrong, I'm sure. Has a 248 first gear. And then the second gear is actually closer to what the first gear is in a powerglide. So basically when you start drag racing with a powerglide, you use the starting line ratio. And the way we can recover from that is we're going to change the rear gear of the car. Right now it has a 325 gear. We're going to put a 350 in it because I want to be able to go about 180, 185 miles an hour through the quarter mile in order to run the 7-second pass that I'm looking for. So we're putting the powerglide in, the same old converter. We're going to change the rear gears from 325 to a 350, which I have down there. You hear him? Here, he's coming fucking here. He's coming back. I'm not even going to show you the car because in the off chance car world's a small world, somebody knows who this moron is. Here he goes. Listen, this is what I deal with. Because they see all these cars out here. You can't tell me he did not do that on purpose. When you see turbo F body, blown F body, bag C10, turbo LS Mustang, and these sick ass bikes out here, yeah, you know, I can understand. I would let my little red rocket show too. Anyway, I'm super impressed by it. We are changing from a where was I? I got the gears to put in it. I got the trans to put in it. I got the glide, the what is that thing? The thing that converts torque. The torque converter. And I need to make, I do need to make a new transmission crossmember because a powerglide is a little bit shorter than a Turbo 400, and we're going to need a new drive shaft. It has a different yoke, and it'll need to be a little bit longer. So the cool part about all this is I'm going to keep my old Turbo 400 crossmember. I'm going to keep my old Turbo 400 drive shaft. The shifter belongs to Scott from Drag Week. That thing is borrowed, so that's going to go back to him. But in the off chance that we say, screw it, we want to put a Turbo 400 back into it, I will have retained all the parts and pieces to do so, and it'll be a in and out process. So that's what's going on with Killface. Over here, we've got my new hobby. Real quick, little rundown here. So be honest with you guys. Ever since retirement, I think this is like, I'm going through my midlife crisis right now. I don't know what it is. Here's what I'm trying to do. I'm 12 years old. I have a 12-pack of Mountain Dew. I got a bag of nacho cheese Doritos. I have Mortal Kombat 2 on Sega Genesis, and I got the Blood Code, and I got 3 of my best friends, and we got some sick-ass bikes. It's Saturday, and we have nothing else to do. Paint that picture, plug in whatever your favorite soda is, your favorite snack, your favorite video game, and your best friends, and boom. That feeling of just hanging out and with your boys, and just, that's what I'm trying to get back to. And I guess that's what a midlife crisis really is. I tried a Corvette and it didn't work, but these, I gotta tell you, there's a hole in me, there's a void deep inside of me, and I am filling it. So this was the first one I bought. When I was a kid, I loved riding bikes, I loved BMX. I wasn't necessarily very good, and I couldn't afford a good bike, and neither could my family. But I would go to the bike store, never stopped me from going to the bike store and drooling. And I always wanted a GT Performer on mag wheels. It's got and this is me as a kid, this is my childhood, this is 12-year-old Rye going, it's got a fucking gyro, dude. And I got one. And then I got another one. And it just spiraled out of control. This is my 98 Pro Series. This bike wasn't as original as I thought it was. So I've been doing this deep dive into the world of old school, mid school BMX bikes, just freestyle race bikes, everything in between. And it's a whole thing. And it is almost as bad as guys restoring muscle cars as far as like period correctness and parts and serial numbers. It's nuts. So I'm not going to bore you guys with that because this isn't a BMX channel, but you got my 99 GT Pro Performer, my 98 GT Pro Series, which was not 100% original, and it was cheap, and I did not feel bad about it, so I did a whole custom build on this one, custom powder coat on the thing, because my favorite color is orange, and this looks super sick, and it rides so nice. This is my new pit cruiser when I go to the track to flex on everybody, and I picked up, this is a bike that I've never even seen before. This is a 96 Haro Ultra that I'm in the middle of restoring. I don't know that I'm gonna hold on to it. This one I just thought was a cool bike because one, it's built like a tank and the brakes on the front are insane. It's got these monster pegs. So the world of BMX restoration, it sounds silly, especially considering all the horrible things I used to do to my bike when I was a kid. Like the first thing I would do is like knock the reflectors off of it, put somebody else's wheels on the thing, just make these like hot rod bikes, if you will. And now when you look at the prices of these things are pulling, it's crazy. So that's what's going on with me. And other stuff, obviously I have a whole ton of facial hair because I have hung up the uniform and the government can no longer tell me what I can and can't do with my face. So I decided not to do anything and just let it grow. I'm trying to be on that Lyle Barnett beard level. And also, because of the loss of income, I need to supplement it somehow. So I've been taking on side jobs, as you see here. And this is one right here. The color change in Cobra, the Mystichrome Cobra, we're gonna do a full update video on that. I have completed the build up on that. He's going to the dyno on Wednesday. Unfortunately, I can't be there, but I'm going to get with Mike and we're gonna do a full update on that. But this is my homie John L's car. I don't know how much details he wants me to give away on this thing, so let's just say it's a 4th gen F body. I put a Holley Terminator system in the thing, wired it for him. We've got CO2 boost control on it. It has a turbo kit. And that's about all I'm going to tell you. He's got the same shifter that I got. I made a shifter mount for it inside of the console. This car came to me basically with the motor dropped in, bolted into place. I've integrated everything into the factory harness on it. It does not have a transmission in it. Its next stop is off to get a roll cage put into the thing, and then also just kind of get buttoned up. And then this car is going to be going out and doing a whole bunch of no prep racing on small tires, hopefully. Buddy Sean, this one it's like my reminds me of prom night. Can't find anything. Ow! There we go. 300 and I'll just say 300 plus inch LS and air to water, and it's got one of those weird belt driven turbos on the thing. And this car, I'm actually kind of excited about this one because this one's gonna be a little bit different. So he's taken a 5th gen, which is a fantastic platform to start out with for drag racing, and he has gone through it and done a bunch of weight reduction. This car's had over 300 pounds taken out of it from the factory weight. It's sitting on Bogart RT5s. You know, I love some Bogarts. It's got this gnarly little drag wing on the back of it. And overall, it's a really clean car. Parachute mount on the back, and he's got some strategies. He wants to also go out and do back of the track, no prep racing with the car. And let me grab the keys. Play my favorite game. Does it run? This thing is rowdy. You guys got to hear this thing. Hold on. So this is actually a really good plug for this. This is a jump box that I got on Amazon. It's called Tack Life. I haven't charged this thing in I don't know, like 2 months. It's been sitting in the back of my Yukon. It's at 97%, and this thing is super sick. I will say this, guys: do not use these on Holley ECUs. Anybody else's ECU, they may say different. However, the amount of volts that like a jump box, or like when you put a battery charger like that on boost, it puts out like well north of like 15 volts, which is well beyond what you're supposed to subject, I would assume, any ECU to, but you'll fry a Holley ECU in a heartbeat. Ask our buddy Mike Finnegan about that. But this car's still on the stock ECU, so we're gonna send it. For a video, I need this car, and this car all running at the same time. And I'm gonna put them all in my driveway in the middle of the day, and I'm gonna put every single one of them on the two-step at the same time to see how bad I can piss my neighbors off, because this thing already does a great job at it. What you're hearing is a full 3-inch aluminum exhaust, no mufflers, 370 inches, Pro Charge. And the beauty is, because the battery was dead, I'm gonna let it idle. You know, just gonna charge it. But what we're gonna do with this thing, let me show you. Inside of there is, we put two 44mm wastegates on the charge pipe. And the car's also going to have CO2 on it. Inside of those wastegates, we put 4-pound springs. We're going to pulley that Pro Charger to make all the boost max RPM. So it'll be north of 25, almost 30 pounds of boost coming out of that thing. But with the wastegates, we're gonna treat it like a turbo car. And through the Holley, with the CO2, we'll be able to manage the power on a no-prep track. So he'll be able to knock his dick in the dirt, for lack of better words, take all the power out of the thing, knock it down to about 4 pounds of boost, and then as traction comes in and the mile an hour, the wheel speed picks up, we'll start putting CO2 to the top of the dome, and the car will take off. But we need the Holley system on there to do that. We've had some issues with HP tuners on the car, and your hands are kind of tied with what you can and can't do. So we're gonna fix the problem. The whole passenger side of the car is full of a whole bunch of boxes from many different suppliers. As you can see, here at Claptop, Carolina, got a lot of shit going on. I have to get that transmission inside of that car today because I have even more cars coming. I love a blower car. I'm definitely... There is no way I'm not getting a letter from my HOA today. Fuck you, Jim. Dick. That's it. I'm out. Peace!